to another episode of Good Convo. I am your host, Mansour the Great Presents, and today I have a special guest. Now, Good Convo started off with basketball players. We've got musicians, and today, well, he used to be a musician. We've got our first director.
Yes.
More than a cameraman. He does a lot, yeah? So please, I know you, but could you introduce yourself to the masses, please?
Well, thank you very much for having me on, first of all. My name is Pierre. I'm currently, I would say, I hate using the general term, but a creative, because I don't want to pigeonhole myself to one kind of role, like to say that I'm just a director or I'm a videographer or an editor, because I do so many things. So I'm somewhat of a jack of all trades, but a master of none.
Yo, that's the way, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But yeah, so that my journey, so me getting here, basically, my journey started as a producer.
P, can you remember the first time we met?
Yeah, I do remember. The first time we ever met was at Villain's shoot. It wasn't in Gambia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was at Villain's shoot in Roman Road. And it was after the shoot, and I remember seeing you in the kitchen. That was the first time we ever met.
True, you know
but
what?
It was brief.
You lot were working that day.
We were working, but the first time we officially, got to meet and conversate and bond and everything else was in Gambia, ending of 2017, because we went into, we was there in January actually, weren't
3
we?
years ago.
It was 3 years ago.
3 years ago, bro.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. So for me, luckily for me, I've got some awesome nephews, and because of their craft, I have access to people that I would have never had access to. So I always tip my hat to my nephews. So I think I must have turned up. I'm uncle anyway, so just for you lot watching to understand, I'm like uncle for real. So I showed up and you lot were doing the video, and I think you was doing Villain's video, and I popped in, and the way you was moving, like I was like, yo, he serious about this. Like you wasn't there, like some people when they show up to do a job, some people any job, it's like I'm painting, so I show up. I've got every single paintbrush I need for this job, and I'm here to paint. Everyone knows I'm here to paint. For you, when you showed up, for those 2 seconds, like I watch, as smiley as I am, I'm very observant, and I saw how you was moving, and I think your brother was helping you.
That's right, yeah, my brother was there that day, yeah.
So, and I think you was trying to teach your brother as well about camera work. So you're in there, and you're just like a robot. You're just like, all right, cool, we got that shot, cool, But it was just like the way you was moving. It was like if you was playing basketball, you'd have been Iverson just crossing over. So I'm watching and I'm like, okay, he's serious. Cool. So that was the first time I met you. So that's why when I saw you in Gambia, I was like, yo, this is like what he does. He loves what he does and he's serious about it. So that's why when I saw you in Gambia, I saw you in Jamaica B. You have to come on here as well. And I saw you two out there. And that was the first time I had the chance to chat to you. And when I was chatting to you, I was like, yo, he's more than a director. You're like don't take this wrong, but you're like a regular guy. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? You're like enough humble. You've done so many good things, but it's just like conversating, see where you was at. And there was no question I threw at you that you didn't have time to be like, no. Just do that. Like, you've got the information and the wisdom, and you release it. So to me, once that, I was like, yo, yeah, this guy's official. And that was the first one I met in Gambia, and Gambia was
Gambia was a good time, man. It was a good time.
Gambia was... Yo, listen, yeah, I ain't even gonna lie to you, yeah. I miss it now. I have to go. Like, seriously, I have to go. But over there, you had your drone out, you took the pictures, I saw the videos afterwards. I saw the process in terms of how you approach your work. And when we watch videos, music videos, like you watch it, and until you understand a little bit of how much work goes into those 2-3 minutes, you can't appreciate it. So tell us, tell us a little bit how you got started into making videos, because I found that you used to rap in it. So like, can we talk about that before we start anything?
Yeah, we can definitely. Just to go back to what you're saying about how you appreciate and you see the, you know, how much work that actually goes into it, especially just like a 3-minute piece. You know, that means a lot, because a lot of people, I feel like they don't understand the, you know, the level of you know, detail that goes into just something that's so short, and how much attention it needs. And yeah, man, so I appreciate you even you know, having that in mind. You see me, it all started, so I started off as a producer. Not a lot of people know that.
What's the,
Like I started off producing grime.
So you mean producing music?
Producing music.
Okay, cool.
So that was my thing back in the day, like in the ends or whatever. We used to hit, you know, local youth center, and there was programs going on in there. Big up, you know, the local youth workers, man like Rufus, man like Richard, Wiley's dad at the time. And yeah, that man really put us on, and I started producing from there. Richard, you know, saw what I was doing. He saw how serious I was in it. He gave me my first program, which at the time was Reasons and Cubase.
Are you serious?
So that's, yeah, bro. Like I didn't know nothing about this. I just like, I used to make music on the PlayStation.
What?
Just for fun.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just for fun. And then Richard gave me the Cubase and the Reasons. So I started dabbling into that. And I spent like 2-3 years just like on it, bro. Like just making beats, playing it to the man them. And like man them would come over and just sit there for hours, just like listening over beats. But the problem I had was it was confidence. And I never had the confidence to even like push out my music and take it. You know what it is? Because I didn't study music in school. I felt like everything I was doing was just like, it was off the wing. Like it was just, I knew that, you know, what I'm making is cool and it's a good sound because everyone else was getting good feedback. But deep in me, I just didn't feel like I was a professional enough to do it, because I didn't understand the fundamentals, or I didn't understand the music theory properly. Like I couldn't read music like that. Everything I was doing was by ear. So like, I just felt like there was something in me that was just feeling like, you're not really doing this. Like you're bluffing your way. Like it just didn't feel real enough to me. So what I did is I kind of like took a back burner off that, and I kind of left it on the side, and you know, started working whatever. We're going to the Devon's Road. It was a youth centre at the time where everyone used to go, you know, Dizzy Rascal, Russ Squad, man, them, everyone used to go there. And I remember everyone just like spitting bars and doing their, you know, doing the cypher. And I'll just be there on the sideline like man, I wish that was my beat. The man that's spitting on my beat and that, like, do you know what I mean? It was like, And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start writing. I'm just gonna do it for fun. Just gonna start spitting for fun. Never had the intentions to be like an MC or rapper. That was not in my intention. Originally, I wanted to be an actor. That was my first thing ever.
Serious?
And yeah, I went to, you know, I went to sixth form. I studied performing arts. Done my A-levels in performing arts. Came out, even went to like drama school and everything else. But again, that's another thing. We'll get to that.
It's never too late. It's never too late, bro.
Yeah, it's never too late, bro. It's never
too late, bro. Trust me. Believe in yourself, man.
So with the rapping, I kind of like, yeah, it just kind of happened. So I started doing it for fun, doing it over my own beats. And then I got hooked up with one producer from Kent. His name's Drifter, and I just started making music with him. And next thing I know, I was, you know, linked up with a guy at the time who was managing N-Dubs. And, you know, he heard my stuff and he liked my stuff. And then he had an idea, he presented an idea to me, and he's like, look, like, P, like, honestly, I can see you doing this like group thing. Obviously at the time, we weren't saying boy band, he was saying group. So he's like, you and some singers and this and that. So I'm like, yeah, I like that idea. You know what I mean? Like the idea is like, cool. So I was like, all right, cool. He's like, look, I'm going to try and find some singers and, you you know, put this together and whatever. If you're down, you're down. I'm like, ah, cool. Depending on the singers or whatever, I'll be on it. And next thing you know, like a year later, put together the band at the time was Encore. We signed a major deal, and yeah, then the rest was history. Then next thing you know, I'm just like an artist in a group, 2 singers doing my
Do you
thing.
enjoy that?